Hello and welcome to Sportstar Extras. This is Ayan Acharya. Joining me from Bombay is my colleague Amol Karhadkar. Hi Amol.
How are you,
So
Ayan?
I'm good. How are you?
All good, thanks.
Yeah. For the second consecutive day, West Indies seem to be having the wood on England for quite a
Yes, yes, in terms of strictly speaking about what happened today, we can
yeah
certainly say that. But when it comes to the overall scenario of the game, I don't think
yeah
they're still way too ahead, or they're not as comfortable as they would have liked to be,
right
especially considering the fact that England got the game back in balance as such. I'm making a statement, but first by
right
wrapping the West Indies innings up, and then the two openers seeing of the day. That was extremely important today
correct
evening if England had to be in the game.
right absolutely and about England's bowling once again James Anderson coming to the fore showing why he's such a valued asset especially in those conditions and of course like with the sun out and the pitch has obviously eased out so there wasn't much help of the air or in the air or of the deck but I mean amazing how he just every time odds are stacked he comes and bowls well right I mean quite a sight to watch him operate again.
Indeed, and as in we all missed him watching in action, right? He had been away. There was a lot of discussion back in England about whether he was actually test match ready. I think
Right.
at least going by the workload that he has shed today, we
Yeah.
can be rest assured that he is back with a bang, and obviously leading an attack. There was the other talking point before the match was the exclusion of Stuart Broad from the 11,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely. I was just
I,
coming to that. Yeah. Yeah.
favorite topic. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but the fact of the matter is, it did the selectors, the Indian selectors do have a lot to ponder considering Archer was a typical Archer off day that he had today.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that sort of tilted the balance in favor of West Indies a little bit. But
Hmm.
coming back to Anderson leading a young bowling attack, and we all
Yeah.
saw how often did Ben Stokes leading in his first Test match voluntarily walked up to Anderson or called him over for a discussion, right? So
Correct.
that just shows that Anderson is not merely doing his bit or leading the bowling attack. He's one of the most vital cogs in this England 11, especially in the absence of Joe Root, and it it
True.
it worked perfectly for him on all fronts, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And about Stuart Broad again, I mean, of course, the way West Indies batted today sort of has triggered the debate again. If Broad should have played in the 11 ahead of Mark Wood, and Wood didn't do himself any favors by of course, I mean there was this odd good delivery, but overall he was along with Archer not exactly effective. So I mean, but it was quite refreshing to watch Stuart Broad, right, to come out and let his feelings know in the middle of a Test match and what do you make of that? Like, do you think he should have held back till the Test match got over, or like, what's your assessment of the whole burst out?
I think it's okay in English culture. Possibly it may be taken in the right spirit. We may find
Mm-hmm.
it offending that how
Yeah.
can a senior bowler vent it out during a Test
Mm-hmm.
match and all. But as in, if you're asked to speak your mind, you should speak your mind, right? There's no point in
Yeah,
being diplomatic. On one hand,
that's true.
we demand Indian cricketers or the subcontinental cricketers, primarily Indian, to
Yeah,
actually express themselves, to not hide
yeah,
what they really want to say, which is one of
yeah.
your fraternities, the journalists. You
Mm-hmm.
journalists keep blaming them for that they never speak their mind. And when
Mm-hmm.
someone like as senior as Stuart Broad does it, it's okay. As we don't know what exactly is brewing in the England dressing room right now. Logically
Yeah,
speaking, in terms of strictly cricketing decisions, I think
yeah,
it was a decision on the part of England management to start looking ahead. It's
yeah.
like it sort of takes me back to the late 90s, early 2000s when
Mm-hmm.
West Indies would have either an Ambrose or a Walsh in the 11
Correct.
for a while, right? So they're
Yeah,
they're sort of trying to set the roadmap beyond Anderson and Broad, and they're trying
yeah.
out two youngsters, which is fine. But
Mm.
I don't see too much of it when it comes to Broad venting out what he feels. That's okay.
Yeah.
As an, I, in fact, as a journalist, I would always welcome it. It's always better to actually say what you want to say, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, going back to England's batting, Sibley and Burns, I mean, as you said, it was a very crucial 30, 45 minutes, as is the case very often when there's I mean, the third session starts late. But so where do you see this test match heading now? I mean, what sort of target could England have in their mind when they sort of step out tomorrow?
See, the openers have seen of today evening, right? The third
Yeah,
evening. If
yeah.
England have to make a comeback and set the game up for the
Hmm.
fifth day, the openers
Yeah,
would realize their job is not even half done. Okay, they'll
yeah.
have to see off at least the opening spell again tomorrow morning, and then one
Hmm.
of them will have to hang around, like what Brathwaite did today, right?
Yeah, yeah. Correct,
Eventually, it
correct.
was Brathwaite and the number 6, 7, 8 that have
Yeah,
actually put West Indies
correct.
slightly ahead of England at this point in time. Even when it comes
Yeah,
to England, their strength is 6, 7, Stokes
yeah,
and Butler, right?
yeah.
But for
Hmm.
them to come into the game, one of the two
Hmm.
openers will have to replicate what Brathwaite did today. You just have
Correct.
to apply yourself. That was one good thing that all the West Indies batsmen did. They bought,
Yeah,
as in they batted time, right?
right. Absolutely.
It
Yeah,
may sound a
yeah,
little bit old fashioned. Nobody bothers
yeah.
about minutes spent at the crease any longer. And
Hmm.
Blackwood did show that despite batting time, despite getting your eye in, at the end of the day, Blackwood did what modern day cricketers do. Okay,
Yeah,
went for a
yeah.
shot, threw his wicket away. Would face a lot of flack if the game slips out of West Indies.
That's true.
Uh,
That's true.
So eventually, at this point in time, I feel if one of the two England openers is around till tea, England
Hmm.
would be back in this game big time, and we would be in for an exciting fifth day's play.
Yeah, that's true. Especially with someone like Ben Stokes, who's got quite the reputation of turning things around in the second innings. I mean, it started off as a pretty, as we were discussing yesterday as well. It wasn't really as exciting as it has turned out to be today, especially with West Indies fighting back with the batsmen, and then England through James Anderson and Ben Stokes, of course, with the ball again, 4 wickets, sort of chipping in and doing his job as a skipper. So yeah, I mean, at this point, it's better to say that it's still anybody's game. Correct? I mean, England could still turn things
Exactly,
around.
exactly, and it would be really fascinating to see yet another second innings contest between the two all-rounders who are leading their respective sides.